What's up, everybody? It's your boy SneakerQue checking in with Mop Magazine on Live Hip Hop Daily TV. I got a beautiful guest today.
Well, thank you.
Model, actress, Ashley Drayton is in the building.
Hi,
guys. Ashley,
hello.
How are you?
I can play that too. Shovel.
Great. It's cold here, but overall, I'm great. I'm blessed. How are you? I'm grateful to be here with my former classmate from Charleston Southern University.
This is dope. For all you guys who may not know, me and Ashley went to college together, both in the same ASCOM program together, and look, almost, let's see, 2006 we came to college in
2012.
We're young. But like, we're definitely doing good things, and definitely want to highlight that today.
Miss Jones will be proud of us.
I was just watching Dolores Jones in Charleston, South Carolina.
Yes.
With her many daily weather updates and stuff like that. She will be proud of this moment right now. Hopefully she gets to see this.
Yes.
All right, so Ashley.
Yes.
You're a model, but your main focal point is acting.
It is.
It's always been something that you've always wanted to do.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about your journey so far.
So, post CSU, I moved to Los Angeles well, first of all, in the midst of my programming, I spent maybe 2 or 3 months here in Atlanta. And so, within that time frame, I worked on shows like Meet the Brown, as well as Vampire Diaries, before I transitioned out to LA. But it was always kind of, okay, well, this is the next movement, but my program didn't start until January, so I had that time lapse to do something in the meantime, in between time, in essence. So in January of 2011 is when I went to Los Angeles to complete my master's degree at New York Film Academy.
Gotcha.
And so I stayed there after I graduated in 2012 for another 2.5 years. Math is not my great subject, but anywho.
Mine.
It was an overall great experience there. Coming from CSU, which is very theater-based, it was insightful to get a background and get knowledge in television and film. And so that was what I gained from being at film school in Los Angeles. And also the hustle and bustle of LA. It's very different than New York per se, but it's still as aggressive with the same attitude, folks still being passionate about their career and kind of, in essence, doing what needs to be done motivation-wise to complete their goal.
Definitely.
So it's definitely an eye-opener moving from one coast to the other coast. Family, all those things, having to consider their emotions and their feelings as, just being a female in general and just being, someone's child,
Yeah, definitely.
And saying, I'm going to move, so thousands of miles away. And
and then you're just off.
Yeah, but they are proud, needless to say, that of my accomplishments is something that, in the beginning it was tough just because they're not used to our industry. But it's something that through my success, they have learned to open up and be accustomed to the entertainment industry, be accustomed to an actress's lifestyle, be accustomed to the everyday change and not knowing of certain aspects. So that's one thing that personally has kind of motivated me to keep going even further.
Definitely.
Because, when you're able to change someone's perception on certain things, it shows, the growth that they have, the potential that they have, and so forth, that it's not so much, in essence about me, it's about who you inspire around you. And so that's another reason, another motivation that keeps me going from day to day.
Because like you said, the hustle and bustle was one thing. Like I know you mentioned before, like when you got to be ready, like upon notice, for different, any type of casting is coming up. You may be casting for film, TV, documentary, commercial, anything like that. Let's talk about like that transition, or also like that, just being able to, do that, because you may be doing something, the next thing you know, hey, actually we need you in Atlanta to shoot a short film. Let's talk about that.
The planning life of being an actress.
There is no planning.
It is no planning. It's just, open availability and flexibility. And so That being said, you have to communicate. And so because I still have, I have agents in Los Angeles as well as agents here in the Southeast. And so I still have to keep everybody in the loop. We all have to be on one accord. That's how it only works. I mean, it just keeping my family on one accord as well because they're making Thanksgiving plans, Christmas plans. We're gonna go here, we're gonna go there, and just being open and being vocal about what is going on and how things could change, and just balancing it out because that's the challenging part of it. Once everything kind of does happen, but it's because I have people in place that have helped me manage this.
So it's more of a team thing.
It's a team thing, and because I'm slightly, self-diagnosed OCD, I just have to be organized. I don't use my cell phone calendar at all. I use a planner. I have to write things out. I have to be able to see it because going off of my cell phone is just not really, my thing that I can get used to as of right now. I have to see it and, turn week by week by week. I don't need to have a calendar notify me like in that moment because I'm just like, oh my God, no. I need to know in a week in advance what's going on for next week or 2 weeks later. And so it helps me balance that way that I can communicate effectively to my team to let them know, hey, next Tuesday on whatever the 30th, I have this going on. So we also have what's called a book out and book in notice.
Gotcha.
When you have an event or when you have a booking that happens, you let your team know ASAP. So if I have a project that I'm shooting in, which has happened several times here in Atlanta, I let my team know in LA, hey, I'm shooting this project on this date. Book me out for this time frame to accommodate for travel, production schedule changing, which is also another thing to consider because, production, they seemingly are, in the mindset of just their production.
Mm-hmm.
So, and, in essence, if you're not a lead for their production, it's like, oh, well, we changed the date to, we pushed it back 2 weeks. Oh, but you got a flight booked, to Aruba in 2 weeks and you can't go, oh, well, you're not the lead, so we can replace you. It's okay. And so it's just like, wait a minute, so you kind of have to weigh the options and, just sometimes you have to just say, maybe this isn't this is not the production I want to work with. Y'all can't be considerate and just flying around dates and not have anything concrete. But luckily for me, that has not happened.
Okay.
Where I've been having to choose between, events that are happening personally in my life or just productions. They've all seemingly worked out. I mean, God makes it happen.
God does make it happen. I think that's awesome too. But to test what you said, like my question to you would be, if you're in that situation, because I know the hustle and bustle of being an actress, I know the hustle of being an actor, I know the hustle of being a host, and all of these things in entertainment, where every opportunity comes far in between.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do? Like if you don't like the production, do you turn it down, or do you say, you know what, I'm just gonna have to, because I don't know when my next opportunity is gonna be?
Well, to answer that question, I wouldn't say necessarily turning a role down. I would just kind of characterize it as preparing for the next opportunity. So
Political.
what we might view as, maybe that role wasn't for me.
Definitely.
In my perception, because I tend to not really speak negatively on my career or like on anybody's career, especially in this format, because those things they kind of weigh heavy. When you start saying things and just mentally how that can affect you. So it's very important the words that we use and how we
it's all about thought process.
Yeah.
All about thought process, because if you think negatively, things negative are going to happen. If you think positive, the more positive things are going to happen for you. So I think that's an awesome attitude because, some people have to look at it like that, It may not have been for me, but there's going to be a better role down the line
that is
fit my skills. All right, so let me ask you this now. I know, there's I've interviewed, a bunch of different people, in entertainment, from actors, actresses, music, a bunch of different people. How do you categorize yourself as a particular type of actress? Are you only suitable for certain type of roles, or are you more you more accessible? You can do pretty much everything. How do you see yourself as an actress?
I see myself as definitely television and film. There is not one particular, I would say, not genre, but if you want to use the word genre, not one that weighs more than the other. However, I do feel like you have more creative freedom just with film. Because let's say you can, prep for a film for 6 months out of the year, shoot the film for another 6 months, and you're done with that film.
Definitely.
You're able to move on to other projects. Now, with television, you can get locked in for a series, for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 years.
Definitely, that's correct.
And if you don't have the right team to brand you accordingly so that when you are out of season, you have other things going on, then that really is just, I mean, look at Jaleel White. He's having a hard time converting from being Urkel for all those years. A very hard time.
Oh my God, that's such
Granted, we all have the goal to be a working actor or working actress, but that's just a prime example of a
that was a perfect example.
Yeah, from TV and film, and how being locked in, getting a steady paycheck is great, but overall, as performers, we aren't just we just don't have one skill set. It's just like saying, okay, well, you can cook pasta, but keep cooking pasta. Don't go into seafood or to Cajun meals. Don't do any of that. Just keep doing that. And so going into something, we have already have seen our full potential when it comes to it. So but some people, you can't help how you're being blessed. So if you happen to join, and that's for anything, because you can go into a pilot episode and the pilot takes off, and then you're going on season for 13, 14 episodes, sometimes 20 episodes depending on the network, and then it gets picked up, and then it gets, you just never know the case. So being in that position, you don't know the outcome of it, because nobody ever knows the success of a show. It's based off of ratings. It's based off of a lot of factors. And so in his defense, regarding Jaleel White, like, he just didn't, you never know. But we all go into the, position being hopeful, that this is something that will turn into long term. It's what we all want. We all want to, continue to be a working actor and actress regardless of what platform we're on. We just want to do the work and to inspire others around us.
Definitely. That's a great example that you gave. Just to show how the business is, It's like you really never know. You don't know what to expect. I read a staggering number, like, with you, like, since you've moved to Atlanta, like, you've had 79 different auditions.
Yeah. So every year, I started this in 2014 because I finished film school in LA, and so that enhanced my move as to coming to Atlanta.
Gotcha.
Because, I mean, for one, my relationship is here with my significant other, and also I have my agents here. So I was weighing my options and saying, okay, because I was taping. We do self-tapes for a lot of the productions that happen here in Atlanta. So I was out in LA. I was still auditioning there, but I was being put on tape a lot more often in LA. And I was like, okay. So I wrote down every audition that I had. And I was like, okay. So I did the numbers. I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So it was about maybe 62 that I had in 2014 by the time, December. But see, I had to play catch up and go back through my email chain, from January to December to do the math. And so I was like, okay. But that's just with TV and film here. Now, combined in LA, I had about 60 to 70 auditions, all like together between TV and film and commercial.
Yeah.
So that was just, like you said, staggering number within itself as just for TV and film alone. And so I said, well, let me go see what's happening in Atlanta. Let me go up here in person and, let these people know that, not say people, like casting directors, producers, writers, directors, let them know that I am here locally to work. I'm readily available, and let's do this. And so, again, it came up again for me to do my math at the end of 2015. And because I have been getting a lot of questions, a lot of comments on, how is it in Atlanta? Moving from LA, everybody wants to move from Atlanta or move from another market to go to LA. And then me, I was in LA for 4 years and then come to Atlanta. So it was like, how was it? How was the transition? And so that's what inspired my post.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
In doing the math, and I was like, wow, I was even shocked. Like 79.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
And not only is it an audition, but it's an opportunity.
And that's why I said the opportunities, no matter what. I mean, even if you don't get cast, it's still an opportunity. There's still people out there waiting, like, hey, for the next role, trying to even get their foot in the door. Having 79 times of you having your foot in the door is awesome. And then doing that whole process, you've landed 5 different roles.
Yes.
2 with TV and film. 2 a couple commercials.
Look at the ratio. Yeah. 79 auditions, 5 bookings.
5 bookings, which is an awesome number compared to the amount of people trying to do it. And that's I think that's awesome. Is that not?
It is.
We all
especially
want
more. For our industry, you would think that 79, but people can now relate because of a semi-depression that we experienced a couple of years ago, where we had an economic downfall, and people were like, well, I've submitted 125 applications and I've gotten 4 interviews. Well, now you know what it's like to be an actor. Definitely. Because we experience this on a daily basis, where we might submit to multiple agencies, to multiple roles, and might not even get a response. So it's great if we do get a response. So to say I wouldn't the number when I say 79 auditions or opportunities and 5 bookings, that still is great.
It's great. It's great. In the industry.
Right.
In the industry. So let's talk about some of those roles real quick. Like, what are you going to be doing? Like, I know with the commercials, what kind of commercials have you been shooting? Like, what's that?
So I did a Georgia Lottery commercial, and they're very charismatic, I would say, on that set. The advertising agency here in Atlanta, they really do some creative things with that production. And so I was an office employee for that particular commercial here. And then they had 2 other guys who were part of that commercial. They were like coming down the aisle on a white horse. And then, some people were like skydiving on that commercial for Georgia Lottery as well. So that was great. That was the first commercial that I did here. And then ever since then, things have been happening. That was the only commercial that I did last year.
Gotcha.
I did more TV and film. I shot an episode on Greenleaf, which is going to be coming out on OWN. I think they either wrap production either May or March.
Wow.
But Oprah is the executive producer.
Definitely, we'll be looking forward to that.
Yes. She's the executive producer, and she also is a part of the cast, and it's going to be on her network. Also, the Mickey Howard story that's coming out on TV1. Don't have the exact date for that yet, but I play Caitlin in Mickey. That's Mickey Howard's daughter.
Wow.
So that's just some of the different experiences that we have, and that's why I say bouncing back from TV to film, and just being able to, I would say, grasp a hold of the entire spectrum of film, because as we've all seen, many actors have played all types of different roles, and so you have more flexibility with film, in my opinion, to just, full out go at it with your potential, as far as like, one day I can be a marshal, the next day I can be a police officer, the next day I can be a principal, the next day or the next movie or whatever I can be a rapper, or you just have that. But if you're on a TV show consistently, you have that same character, throughout the storyline.
Definitely. So before we go, we're going to definitely have to touch on the situation, the subject of you being the co-founder and CEO, House of Artists, that you started here in Atlanta.
Yes.
Just give us a brief, synopsis. What can we expect, just of that whole, company that you started. That's awesome.
So you guys can expect a whole lot from House of Artists. It's one of those things where sleepless nights, they have turned into, magnificent dreams. And when I wake up in the morning, I have fuel and fire to just go. And so what inspired House of Artists was when I first came here. I noticed coming from LA. That's what I'm referencing on. I noticed there's an immediate, I would say, deficit. I perform each first Friday of each month, 60 seconds of whatever piece you have.
Wow.
So
awesome.
It could be a dance piece, it could be a monologue, it can be a scene, but you have 60 seconds, and you will know. By what I'm saying is that we will have industry leaders in the audience too, who in essence be able to, if they see potential in you, they'll be able to reach out to you, whether you're face to face with them or they have your headshot and your resume or your contact card, whatever, because we'll have a folder that I'll put everybody's information in. And they'll be able to, see you guys in person and be able to reach out and contact you, whether it be a casting director or it's an agent looking for talent. All those folks will be in the audience, and you can tell if somebody has talent or not. In 60 seconds, you just get to the straight and part. And I can't sing obviously, but I'm just saying. You can sing. You just get straight to the chorus and do your thing, and we're on to the next person. And it provides that energy, that momentum. I gotta go. And it also is inspiring. That we have so many people here. Like I said, they don't really have that love of different, a variety. I mean, a lot of it's just one thing, like, okay, music, or one thing, okay, dance. But this is all, comedians, like any genre can get up and do their thing for 60 seconds. And, even if you got a karate piece, you got to get up there and, whoo, yeah.
Awesome, man.
You might need that for a movie. So
that's awesome. That's really awesome. So, yeah, I'm definitely trying to get into more TV and film in 2016. I've done last year I did a couple comedy sketches, a couple short films. So definitely, I'm gonna definitely want to talk to you more about that.
Absolutely.
What's the next step? And yeah, we're gonna go from there. But I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I'm proud of you too.
Definitely. We've been in the same program. Met college, and now both are doing good things. And I think that's awesome.
Yes.
So look, best of luck to you.
Thank you too.
First and foremost. Just tell us where we can look out. The next couple, like you said, I know you mentioned previously about the things that you're gonna, you have up and coming, of where the release date of certain things that off the top of the head when it's going to release, so we can check for them.
Yes. So, official release dates haven't been released for Greenleaf, but you can look that up on IMDb as well. Greenleaf is coming out, as well as the Mickey Howard story on TV1. They will be promoting release dates for when that film is going to be released. And also, just continue to check my website, ashleydrayton.com, and houseofartists.org. There's a little link on my website for House of Artists, but it's, similarly together. Excuse me. But yeah, we have workshops, panels, and, as people film, they'll come to House of Artists, like similar like this. As they get off set, we'll have, Jennifer Lawrence come in and speak about her experience on set. So I'm just excited for Atlanta. I mean, give it up for you guys. Like, just in general, just the whole, the energy here. People want to grow. People want to grow.
The hustle.
They want to know what's going on. And that's the thing that I love about the city is their ambition.
Yes, definitely.
They might not have the resources. They might not be as, willing to just get up in the next, tomorrow morning, pack their stuff and go to LA. But with them being here, they're saying, look, if there's a place for me to go, that I can do this and get the same resources, I'm gonna be there. Like, I want to learn, I want to be open to my dreams as well.
Definitely. There's definitely a lot of pros and cons to the city, but that's one of the biggest things that I think attracted me more often every day is just the hustle and bustle, the grind, the want to do more.
The potential.
The potentials. There's a lot of potential. So tell the viewers, your social media handle, where they can follow you, where they can come to see what you got going on, more updates on House of Artists, everything else that you want to give them in the next 5 to 6 seconds.
My Twitter page is actress_Ashley, House of Artists _ on Twitter, and my Instagram is Ashley Drayton, and the Instagram for House of Artists is House of Artists, and Facebook page House of Artists and Ashley Drayton.
Definitely. Ashley, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sitting down with me. It's your boy SneakerQue, the beautiful actress and model Ashley Drayton, live on Hip Hop Daily TV. Until next time, peace.
Salute.